Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS and Washington Commanders FANS. Let's get to the news. Now folks, if you've been paying close attention to the NFC East lately, you know that the landscape is shifting and the Washington Commanders are right in the middle of the storm. The recent move involving Brian Robinson Jr. and the subsequent trade signals more than just a roster change. It's a statement about where the franchise is heading. Robinson, who showed flashes of brilliance in his rookie season, was a key piece for Washington. But now, with him moving to the San Francisco 49ers, it's like the team is entering a new chapter. What does this mean for the Commanders? Well, it's more than just losing a talented running back. It's about how they adapt and rebuild a backfield that's been in flux for a while. Let's break it down. Robinson's departure leaves a void in the rushing attack, and the team is now looking to fill that with a combination of players that are unproven, yet full of potential. At the forefront of this effort is Austin Ekeler, who, despite his prolific past as a dual-threat back, is stepping into a new environment where expectations are sky-high. Ekeler has been one of the league's most productive backs when healthy, especially during his time with the Los Angeles Chargers. His ability to run between the tackles and catch passes out of the backfield made him a nightmare for defenses. But now, in Washington, he's tasked with carrying the early load, with the added pressure of proving that he can be the centerpiece of the Commanders' run game. However, let's be honest, Ekeler's journey to this point hasn't been without its hurdles. Injuries have hampered his production at times, and the question remains whether he can sustain that elite level of play. Still, if he's at his best, Ekeler can bring a much-needed spark to this offense. But he's not alone in this quest. Jeremy McNichols, a player who's carved out a niche as a special teams ace, is also part of the mix. His role might be more limited, but he's a reliable presence on coverage units and could step in if needed, providing a bit of depth in a position that Washington has struggled to stabilize in recent seasons. Then there's Chris Rodriguez Jr., a young player with some intriguing potential. Coming out of college, Rodriguez was known for his toughness and ability to grind out yards, traits that NFL teams value highly. While he's yet to prove himself consistently at the professional level, his physical running style and work ethic have caught the eye of the coaching staff. Rodriguez's development this season could be crucial, especially if Ekeler faces any setbacks or if the team wants to give him some rest during the grueling NFL schedule. And let's not forget Jachary Krosky-Merritt, a 7th-round rookie who's still unproven at this stage. But sometimes, it's these late-round selections that surprise everyone and carve out a significant role. Krosky-Merritt's potential is something the coaching staff is clearly betting on, and with the right development, he could become a key piece in this puzzle. But naturally, all eyes are on how these 4 backs will perform early in the season, because the Commanders simply can't afford to leave anything to chance in 2025. They need a stable, effective running game to complement their passing attack and to keep defenses honest. This brings us to a broader discussion about the team's strategy moving forward. The Commanders are at a crossroads. They've shown flashes of brilliance, especially with their deep playoff run to the NFC Championship game not too long ago. But sustaining that success is a different challenge altogether. The front office, led by General Manager Adam Peters, knows that if this backfield doesn't deliver, drastic measures might be necessary. In fact, some analysts have already started speculating about potential trades. Zach Presnell from Sports Illustrated has floated an interesting idea, a trade for Breece Hall from the New York Jets. Now, Hall, who was a star in his rookie season before suffering a devastating injury, is entering a pivotal year. The Jets' new regime is eager to see if he can return to that all-pro level, but with the team loaded with talent and the running back position deep, Hall might be available. For Washington, acquiring a player like Hall could be a game-changer, especially since he's still young, with a lot of untapped potential. Of course, the question is whether the Commanders would be interested, and that depends heavily on how Eckler, McNichols, Rodriguez, and Krosky perform early on. If the backs show promise and can produce consistently, the team might hold off on making a move. But if they falter or fail to meet expectations, Peters won't hesitate to pull the trigger on a trade. His reputation for being a cutthroat GM means he's always looking for ways to upgrade and keep the team competitive. The urgency is real, especially when you consider that the NFC East is only getting tougher with teams like the Eagles and Cowboys constantly improving. Now, talking about Breece Hall, it's important to remember his injury history. That knee injury in his rookie season was a tough setback, and many wondered if he'd ever regain that explosiveness. But he's shown resilience, and in 2 seasons, he's been pretty solid when healthy. Still, he's in a contract year in 2025, which adds another layer of complexity. The Jets are unlikely to extend him unless he proves he's back to his old self, which makes him a logical trade target for a team like Washington that's looking to enhance its running game without giving up too much long-term commitment. But let's be real, this is all just speculation at this point. Washington's front office isn't making any official moves just yet, and the season is still in its early stages. What's clear, though, is that the team is actively exploring options to bolster their backfield. They understand the importance of having a reliable, versatile running back to help take pressure off their young quarterback and to control the game clock. The NFL is a league of adjustments, and the Commanders are no different. They're watching how their current backs perform, but they're also prepared to act swiftly if the situation demands it. And this whole scenario underscores a bigger picture, the team's philosophy of winning now, of pushing all their chips to the middle of the table. With a roster that's capable of competing, they're not interested in a rebuild. They want to make a deep playoff run, and every move they make is driven by that goal. Whether it's developing their current backs, exploring trades, or even considering free agents like Hall, they're all about maximizing their chances to get back to the postseason and hopefully to contend for a Super Bowl. But at the end of the day, it's not just about individual players or trades. It's about the collective effort, about how the team comes together, and about the coaching staff's ability to get the best out of their roster. Washington has a solid core of young talent, a passionate fan base, and a front office that's eager to win. The challenge now is translating all these pieces into consistent success on the field. That means overcoming injuries, making smart strategic decisions, and having a little bit of luck along the way. So, for all the fans out there, it's an exciting time. The season is just around the corner, and the moves being made right now could be the difference between a playoff appearance and another year on the outside looking in. The running back position is more critical than ever, and the Commanders are clearly aware of that. They're looking to find that perfect mix, whether it's developing their current roster or pulling off a blockbuster trade, to ensure they're competitive and ready to make noise in January. The NFC East is brutal, no doubt about it, but Washington is positioning itself to be a serious threat once again. And now, Washington Commanders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this situation? Do you think they should stick with the current backs and develop them, or is it time to go all in and trade for a proven star like Breece Hall? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the team. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Washington Commanders news. We're in this together, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for this team. Let's keep supporting and believing, because the best is yet to come.